Good morning, everyone. First off, thank you all for joining us this morning. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Sam Loddick. I'm the HR coordinator for ad sales. So this summer, our 43 interns come from a diverse background, from colleges and programs all over the country. They've worked super hard these past 10 weeks to learn as much as they can about WarnerMedia, the business, ad sales, and to make sure that their pitches are as effective as can be. Each group will have about 20 minutes to present, and then we'll hear from our lovely judges up at the front, and then we'll take about a 5 to 10 minute break in between, and then the next group will begin. We know this is a huge time commitment, so please feel free to come and go as your schedule permits. Lastly, thank you all for any help you have provided to our interns this summer, to our supervisors, our mentors, Frank, everyone in the room today. I know you all have really played a role in our intern program this summer, so thank you all so much. And with that, our first group will take it away.
All right, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for being here today. We are so proud and so excited to be able to present to you some of the ideas we've been talking about over the past few weeks. So with that said, my name's Ryan Collins.
I'm Scott Bingle.
I'm Bridget Condi. I'm Jenny Lee.
I'm Jalen Swan.
I'm Taj Thomas.
We are WarnerMedia, and we are so happy to take you away.
By a raise of hands, how many travelers have gone to an airport recently? Wow. That's a lot of travelers in the room. As you know, Away is the luggage brand that makes you want to throw out your old suitcase. You are a direct-to-consumer brand with an array of products including weekender bags, suitcases, and backpacks. Your amazing loyalty is from word-of-mouth marketing. Your current target skews younger and more affluent professionals. This is a result of the $225 price point for carry-on luggage. Away lands right in the middle of the market and, in your words, affordable quality.
To start off, let's take a look at how much you're spending on ads and what you're spending on. So this past year, you spent around $10 million on TV and digital. 92% of that was digital. That's $9 million. 89% of that $9 million comes from Facebook and Instagram. That shows that you care a lot about social. And this past and current deals include HLN and TrueTV linear and CNN Go, which is VOD OTT.
Here's what we know about your company. People love Away. I love Away, which means strong brand affinity. As you can see here, 97% of your customers leave a 5-star rating review. This is not just a regular suitcase you buy at TJ Maxx. It's an experience. The same sentiment can be found on your social media too. Take our talent, for example. Conan O'Brien, Rick and Morty, and Anderson Cooper. People love Away. Our fans are obsessed with us too. As you can see, we have a lot in common.
So this leads us to the objective, the reason why you're advertising, the reason why you're marketing. For you and your business, it comes down to one thing and one thing only: growth. Bringing more consumers and audiences in touch with Away so that everyone has the chance to fall in love with you, your products, and your brand. Look, we're all here to sell more suitcases, and at the end of the day, the easy part is getting a small amount of people to love something a lot. But we both know the difficult part is scaling that affinity so that everyone can love it. It's really hard to get a lot of people to love something a lot. We would know. We've been building and scaling audiences that people love ever since the day our founder, Ted Turner, thought news should last 24 hours a day. 39 years later, we have a portfolio of networks, products, brands, talent, you name it, we have it. Each with their own unique, passionate, loyal, but most importantly, scaled audience that we can bring to you.
In the words of your co-founder and CEO, Jen Rubio, people-first marketing is at the core of your business strategy. Additionally, she expressed the need and desire to also incorporate data into that. So who better to partner with than WarnerMedia, a company that also holds people-first experiences and the incorporation of our world-class data with AT&T at the center of everything that we do. Together, we believe that WarnerMedia and Away can combine to create an unparalleled advertising experience.
Data and people. It's at the center of your marketing. It's the center of your business. And your current media investment has reflected this. Your spend in data has been largely digital, focusing on things like attribution and targeting. And your spend around people has been through things like your magazine, your original podcast, and your partnerships with social media influencers like Dwayne Wade. Here at WarnerMedia, in the same way that data and people is at the center of your business, it's at the center of our business too. But we believe solutions shouldn't just be data or people, but rather data and people coming together. Today, we, WarnerMedia, deliver a 4-part plan to deliver on that promise. We'll start off by discussing Audience Now. We'll then move on to contextual targeting, and we'll wrap it up with a branded social content piece that we'll distribute via Launchpad.
Currently, you're buying direct response, which is great. You're able to measure the results of your campaign. However, we believe you're missing out on a key opportunity to reach an intentionally targeted audience, which is why we think Audience Now would be the perfect product for you. We use our precise prediction models to take 4 quarters of historical viewership data to know when and where your audience has been watching, to create a best-in-class forecast of when and where your audience will be watching. But we don't just stop there. We know that at Away, you prioritize giving your customers the best products and experiences. And unlike our competitors, we optimize at that half-hour or spot level daily. We know how many luggage intenders will be watching Friends at 3:30 on a Thursday. And then we go even deeper than that. We don't just optimize at the beginning of your campaign. We optimize throughout its entirety, ensuring that your campaign is as effective and efficient as possible. But at the end of the day, none of this matters if the audience you're trying to target is watching the programs that your advertisement is airing on. And at WarnerMedia, through our premium environments, such as CNN, TBS, and TNT, we know that your audience will be engaged in that programming and therefore engaged in your advertisement.
So as Bridget mentioned, we now have the capability of creating a target specifically to you. And with that being said, I feel like my team and I have done an accurate job of that. We've had multiple conversations with you and your agency. And with that being said, I think we've been capable of identifying the characteristics that make an Away consumer an Away consumer. With that being said, Away consumers are people who are frequent flyers, passionate and enthusiastic when it comes to traveling, and are willing to pay more money for better quality goods. Would you say that's accurate?
Yeah.
Perfect. So we took it a step further, and we wanted to see how this audience that we created for you on our Now targeting system would index with some of the properties that you're currently buying with. And you're doing well, but we went ahead and took another step further and wanted to see how that compared to how everything would index on WarnerMedia properties. And as you can see from the difference in the size comparisons of the bubbles, we have identified an opportunity for you to grow.
So we talked a lot about how data and people are important to you. Well, finding precise data is important to us, and that is why WarnerMedia uses a third-party attribution data partner called EDO that measures minute-by-minute search engagement, which then can be directly correlated to our TV ad airings. This real-time attribution allows us to 1, identify which ads derive searches, and 2, determine when and how many people are searching your brand. This will optimize your campaign's engagement. For instance, let's say an Away ad airs Sunday at noon. EDO can measure how many people are searching Away luggage, or in this instance, can Away luggage make me cooler? Historically, studies have shown that with Audience Now, there would be a 72% increase on search lifts and 112% increase on return on ad spend. Getting a return of $3.50 is good, but double that, that's amazing. What you have right now is great, but what you could have is a scale on a whole other level. We want you to spend your money in the right places in the most efficient way.
So before we move on to the next part of our presentation, are there any questions on Audience Now?
You nailed it.
Awesome. So Audience Now is our way of reaching that target audience on a television platform. But as we all know, times are changing, and a lot of people don't just watch TV. They're streaming things on that VOD OTT platform, which is why we think contextual targeting would be a great addition to your ad strategy. Contextual targeting uses keyword search targeting to place your advertisement in the most relevant spot. This creates an emotionally primed audience, an audience that's more likely to engage and act on your ads. We use artificial intelligence, closed caption files, and our third-party vendor Hive, which is basically an object and image recognition software, to place your advertisement in that A pod directly following the relevant content. Like I said before, this engages the audience. They're emotionally primed, they're more ready to act on it, and that makes your advertisement that much more successful.
So as Bridget mentioned, emotionally priming, contextual adjacency, Those are two phrases that embody this game when it comes to contextual targeting. And with that being said, contextual targeting works. Historically, we have seen an increase of 48% in viewer engagement as a result of contextual targeting. Viewers are emotionally primed to see advertisement relevant to travel. That's how we do it. We've also given you the A-pod spot, which means that your advertisement runs at the beginning of a commercial break. With that being said, you're going to see an increase of 80% in brand recall. This means that viewers are going to go to an Away website, search up your luggage, and buy something, because who wouldn't? Away luggage is amazing.
Contextual targeting uses predefined keywords and matches them to closed caption files to flag contextually relevant moments where an Away ad will run. As highlighted in green are 3 examples of an optimal space for an Away ad. In the next slide, you'll see Wonderlist by Bill Weir, where he will be traveling on an airplane where an Away ad will run right after that segment.
So that's contextual targeting. Are there any questions on that? Perfect. So simply put, that's how we're reaching the right audience with the right message in the exact right moment over VOD and OTT. As we began to think about branded social content and Launchpad, we wanted to ensure that we kept this idea of data and people coming together very much top of mind. At WarnerMedia, with our branded content, we do that with our Launchpad. Launchpad is our in-house social agency that uses years of experience, proprietary tools, and boatloads of first-party data to effectively and efficiently distribute our branded content via social media. We do this in 3 ways. We begin with very high-level targeting to make sure we maximize the capabilities of those social media platforms. Next, we amplify that messaging through paid social media posts under our handles. And because our handles have such great brand and such strong talent, historically we see incredible engagement. It is off the charts. WarnerMedia owns 3 of the top 5 publishers for driving social engagement. We're number 2 only to BuzzFeed. When it comes to us versus our competitors, when it comes to social engagement, we deliver twice that versus other media companies. But most importantly, because we know how much you love your owned and operated social media pages, this is the most important. WarnerMedia delivers 25 times the social engagement versus an advertiser's own page and the posts that they're making. What's causing all this engagement? Incredibly powerful emotion, because we all know how powerful emotion can be. And at the end of the day, WarnerMedia delivers more loves, way more laughs, and a heck of a lot more shares than just your typical post on social media. Understanding the true power of emotion, we wanted to be sure that we pick the exact right partner within our vast portfolio to pair Away with. To do this, we tap back into the power of our Launchpad and use one of the proprietary tools that looks at follower affinity. Simply put, it allows us to see how likely someone is to follow Away on Twitter and also follow another company. We began by looking at media companies where you're currently spending money in print advertising. Companies like the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Travel, and Leisure. You'll see positive affinity scores here, great investments to be making in print. In the case of Time, that score of 12 means that somebody who follows Time on Twitter is 12 times as likely as the average Twitter user to also follow Away. But we wanted to drill deeper. So we began to look at travel. And what's more travel than an airline? So we see incredible affinity scores here for companies like JetBlue, Southwest, American. That score of 93 for Delta is absolutely off the charts. But this made sense because luggage is incredibly endemic to travel. After all, you carry a carry-on onto a plane. But here's where our first-party data, proprietary tools, and years of industry-leading experience unlocked a key insight for Away and the perfect partnership pairing. Our brands of Team Coco and Conan O'Brien and TBS index far more in the realm of travel companies and far less in the realm of media companies, despite the fact that they actually are media companies and represent a partnership opportunity. Scores of 42 and 66 are off the charts. Getting specific here, somebody who follows TBS on Twitter is 66 times more likely to follow Away than the average Twitter user.
This reinforces what we learned and talked about with our ad sales research team. Young, affluent audiences who value quality goods, connect brands through social media, and are in the market to buy luggage index incredibly well on our TBS digital platform, that which Conan airs.
So, we see now that through our ANOW data, our MRI indices, and our Launchpad affinities, we see incredibly high indices with Team Coco and Conan O'Brien. But we know what sets you apart, what makes you so special, is that unique loyalty that your consumers feel towards your brand. You can go and buy a Away suitcase or not an Away suitcase and spend hundreds of dollars on it, and there are people that are going to be upset with you because it wasn't an Away suitcase. And that's the exact same way that our viewers feel about this man. Not only is he one of the greatest talents in the industry today, nominated for 3 Emmys this year alone, Our fans go crazy for this guy. They'll tune in 4 nights a week, 50 weeks a year to see his content. And this creates a very unique opportunity to partner with this heavily anticipated special, Conan Without Borders. Over the past 10 years, we've seen Conan travel to 12 different locations all around the world, engaging with incredible people and amazing culture. And here's where we can get a little fun, a little creative, maybe a little silly with an original branded content concept. And based off what we've seen Conan's writers do for him in the past, we've crafted this a possibility. So imagine Conan and his associate producer Jordan are preparing for their latest travel adventure. But per usual, Conan's gonna wait to the very last minute to drop it on Jordan. So Jordan's gonna need Conan to pack for him. And that's gonna be awesome for Conan because he needs more room for his hair products. And while he's doing this, he's gonna be distracted by that built-in charger, that amazing durability, and the overall sexiness of this bag. And as you can see, this is a little bit silly. And through the partnership, we're more than happy to move forward and iron out the details at a later point. But what we really want the viewer to understand, what we really want to drive home, is that wherever in the world Conan's going, whatever amazing experience he's about to have, Away is going with him. And we envision this to be about a 2 to 3 minute full video piece that can be distributed on our YouTube and owned and operated websites that can of course be trimmed down and scaled to a lower volume and be pushed out on our other social platforms.
And as you can see, Conan's social media following is astounding. His numbers grow every single day, and we're offering you an opportunity to have your numbers grow with his. Because at the end of the day, we understand how important loyalty is to you. And Conan has a massive loyal fan base. As Ryan mentioned earlier, they tune in 4 nights a week, 50 weeks a year to see this man do his thing. And with that being said, we want you to use Conan's massive fan base and make them your loyal customers. Because WarnerMedia can be the bridge between Away's brand and what Conan really is, an amazing guy.
But what makes WarnerMedia's branded content even better is that we can expand beyond the organic reach that Taj just spoke to a moment ago and spread that message to a whole new audience and get their attention and deliver on that one key objective of growth for you and your business. But today, we can do one better than just garner attention. We can deliver action through our all-new Launchpad plus Commerce platform. In the same stream where users would see on Facebook and Instagram engaging WarnerMedia content, there's also a call to action with a click through to commerce through our Content plus Commerce strategy. In this next example, we see a post by Team Coco and Conan O'Brien with that engaging, emotionally charged social media content that Ryan spoke to a moment ago. Users would stop scrolling, they'd lean in, they'd begin to engage, where they could then click through to Shop Now, where they could learn all about Away's products and their offering that Jalen spoke to at the very beginning of our presentation. From there, engagement turns into sales as they continue on to a safe and secure payment environment right within Facebook and Instagram. It's attention into action, it's engagement into sales. In the words of your founder, your business is about data and people coming together. Today, we, WarnerMedia, delivered a 4-part plan to deliver on that promise.
We've talked about audience now and how you can use data on the front end to find that targeted audience and then again on the back end through EDO. We've also talked about contextual targeting, a way to use data to find that precise moment to reach that already emotionally primed audience.
And with branded social content and Launchpad, we use the right data and tools to unlock the perfect talent for a way to partner with, and then leverage those same tools and that same data to spread the message back out to the right people and the right audiences. All the while, we use our all-new Launchpad plus Commerce to turn attention into action and engagement into sales. But this is just today. Tomorrow, it's something so much bigger than that. Because your vision for your future is so much bigger than that. Away is thinking about Away Hotels and Away Airlines, and we have an incredibly bright future too.
You believe Away means getting more out of every trip to come.
We believe working with WarnerMedia means getting more out of every dollar you invest in advertising. So come away with us.
Thank you so much. We want to thank our mentors, Alice and Kirsten, for being unbelievable this entire time. Everyone who helped to get us talking.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'm blown away.
Questions?
So our judges are
I thought that was amazing. I'm sure everyone in the room feels this energy. Incredible job. What I loved from the get-go is you came in and you started talking about us. You talked about Away. You made us feel like you knew exactly who we were and what we were about. And what I thought was really cool, you kept talking about emotional, context and priming. You primed us for, getting into WarnerMedia, how you were dropping a little bit of Conan, a little bit of Anderson Cooper before you even got into the meat of WarnerMedia and what we do. I thought that was really, really unique, and that's definitely something that stuck with me throughout the presentation.
Yeah, absolutely. You showed that you were experts not only on Away, but on WarnerMedia. But you did it in a way, like you said, where you kind of started it out, but then you peppered it throughout the presentation. It was awesome. I think what was the hook is it was fact-driven, right? Like, you could tell a story, but you had the numbers to back it up, which is so important in what we do. I also like that you engaged everybody in the room. You asked questions of the room. You had some jokes. Like you made it engaging for the person that you were pitching to. And then at the end, you kind of brought it all back. You summarized what we were doing. You had a very kind of dramatic end, but it was awesome.
And I think the storytelling remained consistent throughout the entirety. This is a long presentation. I mean, 20 minutes is a lot of time to dive thoroughly into something. But I think you were able to keep us on our toes. You were able to use, to Anne-Marie's point, numbers in a way that didn't feel like we were sitting through a research presentation. Every number I thought that you guys put up made sense and was relevant, and again drove the point home of why this partnership makes sense. And I think that beyond that, you guys knew the products. I mean, the way you guys were able to talk about it seemed like very senior salespeople. So really, really impressive.
Great
Incredible.
job.
Great
And you're
job.
all wonderful presenters, too,
Yeah.
which is the hardest part.
I want to add also, mentors, please stand up a second, because you guys really. You guys nailed it. It was awesome. So enjoy.